everybody, I'm Tiffany Haddish, and you're watching Access Hollywood. And welcome to our show, Co-Stars Uncensored for Haunted Mansion.
What will they say? What will they say?
They'll say, ooh, it's spooky.
Ooh. What was everyone's first impressions of everyone else when you joined the cast?
Well, I showed up way late.
Okay, well,
I was way late.
What was your first impression, LaKeith, of these people when you found out they were going to be next to you?
Well, Rosario is outrageously beautiful inside and out. Tiffany is outrageously beautiful inside and out. Super, super funny and just like a what?
I'm not super funny?
Well,
Wow.
you mildly.
Go on.
And Danny is this wonderful man full of surprises who I'd grown up watching, and I just felt honored to be around him, and I felt like it was surreal. And then I ran into Chase, who, before he opened up his mouth, I was sure he was a child. After he opened up his mouth, I was sure he was about 35 years old. He was very mature, and I was really, really inspired by his acting ability, and it reminded of me when I was young, minus the ability. So it was really amazing. And
The
then,
maturity, no kidding.
and then I found out that Jamie was going to be a part of this project, and I was very, very happy.
Because we already knew each other.
Yeah, we did Knives Out together, and I loved her. I love her. So I was really happy that she was a part of it. That segues me into my question,
Ooh,
Jamie.
segue.
How did doing season 2 of The Bear come about?
How did the bear come into this conversation?
LaKeith was dying to know.
Here's what I will tell you. I am someone who has vision. So the story of how I met Christopher, my husband of 39 years this year, is I saw his picture in a magazine and said to my girlfriend who I was sitting next to, I went, oh, I'm going to marry that guy. And she said, oh, his name is Chris Guest. I tried to put a thing. And I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to marry him. And I called his agent because she said, he's with your agent. He never called me. I dated somebody else. And then I ran into him at a restaurant randomly, and I married him 4 months later. So that's how, like, my life goes. When I saw the first episode of The Bear, there's a scene where Carmi is at the restaurant and Sugar brings him his coat. First season, first episode. And she says, have you called Mom? And he said, no. And she says, you should call her. I knew.
Wow.
I knew in that moment that I would play her. Wow. I didn't know if they would ever show her. I didn't know anything. I knew. I had that feeling. So to this point, this is a movie about mediums, people who can read into the future. Madame Leota, the character I play. Here's my character card. Yes. Very nice. But, you know, she's a medium. Tiffany plays her young protege. Who we sort of speak to the spirit world and look toward the future. Somehow I knew. That's my answer to that. Somehow I knew. And yet I didn't know. And then, of course, I got this miraculous phone call. And it was just beautiful. It's a beautiful show, something I love very much.
But this is what I want to know. What's life been like since you won the
Okay,
Oscar?
hey.
That's
Hey, now.
This is all about you.
Here's what
I just want to know,
no.
do the paychecks go higher?
Here's what I want to say.
Do more opportunities come in?
There are 2 words that go with this movie. Glorified cameo. But I am writing.
Say how life changed after winning that Oscar. And where is it? It cannot come
Ooh, is
over
it here?
and see it. Do you
Yes,
clean
I
it
travel
every
with
Is
it.
it in the
No.
ball? No.
Do you clean it every week? Or just like I wash my Emmy once a month.
Okay.
I give it a
Wow.
bath.
And I wash it every other month. Just to,
Do you wash it at all?
They live. People. They live in my office, and they have a googly eye. I'll show you at the end.
I love that.
They have a googly eye right in the center of their head.
I've got a bunch of googly eyes. I've been putting them on everything since the movie.
Did you see that? The grandma? There was a grandma who went into Target. And she just put googly eyes on everything. It was so good. It was on TikTok. or one of those.
But like have like
Souvenirs are
more.
great.
Okay, enough.
No, but I just
Hey,
want to know
hey
this.
now.
I want to know this. Since you got the Oscar, have like more people been reaching out? Like have rappers been trying to holler at you?
Not
You know what I'm saying? Have
rappers.
people been dropping in your
Yeah,
DMs?
and then they're
Oh.
not returning the call. So I don't know what's going on.
Slick Rick the Ruler is doing a whole photo album of people wearing his jewelry. We got to hook this up.
Oh yeah,
Great. Slick Rick.
for sure.
I have no idea
Yeah.
what's going
Okay.
on.
All I know is
Here, I'm going to ask one of your questions. Hold on, Justin.
Oh God.
The sets. Okay, honestly,
Yes.
Get together like a Freaky Friday.
let's talk honestly.
Okay.
Seriously
have a real
about the
conversation.
sets and the costume and the look for the movie.
Yeah.
Because it is so unique and glorious, and it really is what gives the movie, I think, the gravitas that the movie has, as much as you guys are good at what you do. But seriously, I've never worn costumes like this in my life.
Man. I mean, well, Jeffrey Curlin, the costume designer. I mean, I've been making this. This is not a joke. Every time one of y'all walked into our costume designer's office, you guys would leave with items of his actual clothing.
Yes.
And it was wonderful because I love a costume that when the character walks in the room before they open up their mouths, you have an impression of them. Either
Yeah.
you know exactly who they are, or you're kind of being misled and you're going to be surprised later. But that's the thing about Jeffrey Curlin's clothes is they sort of announce who that person is, or at least who that person wants to project themselves as being. Like, I don't have to do anything.
But
I just
there's a
have to film it
specific
right.
style that it came from you.
Well, we were going for something that
Your production design, all of it.
Yeah, absolutely. We were going for something that felt kind of timeless. Like it could sort of exist in any era. It was specific to the characters more than it was specific to a time period. And the other thing about New Orleans is this is a city where there's a bunch of things mixed up together that shouldn't really be together, you know? And you see that in the fashion, you see that in the architecture, and you also see that in just the story of this movie. This is a cast of characters that would spend no time in front of each other if they were not locked in this dang haunted house. And so that's something we actually really wanted to reflect through all of that stuff.
Well, it's beautiful. It's exquisite. I mean, the costumes just on all these cards. It's just exquisite.
Yes,
But this is what
absolutely.
I want to know. Did anybody take anything from set? Any souvenirs besides me? I know I took some things, but anybody else steal, or it's just me stealing?
Oh, I still have my hair.
You still got your hair?
Yeah, you
The
do.
little
You think you do.
dread thingy.
You
do
took
I
the
have
wig.
Piece. Yeah,
I might-
let me have it.
I might have my wig too.
Oh, really?
What is actors love to take wigs?
I didn't get
I've
the wig.
noticed
I didn't
that.
wear a wig.
They are really fun, and especially since I've cut my hair so short, it's like
I
it's a
don't
whole
disagree.
other.
Super fun to have a
Yeah,
whole
and I'm
thing.
like, and I'm Gabby, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't take mine because it was just some bangs. Be out here with just bangs like this. But I did take the long hair when they let my hair be out. I did take that one.
Yes,
But
good.
what I
You
did
should.
take, I took the candles from out of my shop, out of Harriet's shop.
I took a bunch of stuff out of your shop.
Yeah, I took the little pin, the straight pins with the feathers on them.
Oh,
I
beautiful.
took 2 voodoo dolls, and then I had put my ex's pictures on there, and I
Okay.
was stabbing, but it didn't work. But
okay.
I don't think it
Not
worked
yet.
anyways. But I
Not
tried
yet.
it. I went for it. Sent them a video. This is you.
Wow, how'd that go?
Block. I think
If they
worked.
laughed, hilarious. You're crazy. Like, you're hilarious. You're crazy. Have a blessed day.
Oh man,
And I was like, cool.
that's what I was going for.
And then I took some seashells out of there.
Okay.
And then they had a pendulum thing in there. I took that and some incense and some sage wrapped in roses. And then I gave those away as gifts to people. And then I took like 2 crystals, and then I gave that away to some people.
So any budget overages,
Apparently.
just Disney, just call Tiffany.
Call me.
apparently.
Call me if you want to. Call me if you want to. But some of the stuff I asked for. Some of it. Because I took the candles that was already burning. What they gonna do? It's already burnt. You can't sell it.
Do you believe in like ghosts and paranormal stuff?
I believe in demons. I don't necessarily believe in ghosts. Now, I thought it was a ghost in my house. I just bought this house that's like almost 100 years old, and I thought it was a ghost. Turned out it wasn't no ghost. It was rats.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those do get
Easily
confused.
confused.
all
Easily
about
confused.
Yeah, because the dog was barking at the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
It
And
was
I was
just
like,
rats.
it was something over there. It's something over there. But it was rats in the wall.
Inside
You
the
have a child. what age range? Like mid years?
She's 20.
Oh, so
Yeah. And then I have my sons.
Not quite old
Mamadou.
enough to ride
Yeah,
the
they're
ride.
19. My kids range pretty
so
much.
in that upper teeny,
18,
kind of late
early
teen.
20s,
But do you remember taking them to the Haunted Mansion attraction at Disneyland?
Yeah, we actually all went recently for my daughter's 20th. We went to the Disney World one, which was really fun. And then I just went again when we were doing press for this and took my daughter again at night after the park was closed.
Oh, fun.
Which was very cool to do. Because we all went and it was really fun all together. And I think you get that communal experience of like anticipation because you hear someone yelling in front of you and you know, you see someone reacting to something you just reacted to, and there's like that communal. But when you're just by yourself, the creaking and the sounds, because you're also hearing the mechanics in a different way, it just kind of gave a different kind of levity to it. I don't know. I really liked it.
Like, what is your go-to? Like, if you go to Disneyland, what's the thing you say when we get there? We're going here first.
I always get on Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
usually there in the
Haunted
summertime.
Mansions always.
You can't go and not go to Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
It's
No, but like
it's-
right away.
Classic.
Oh, right away. I
Like you get in the park, you go, let's go straight
I
there.
like
I
Matterhorn.
like the Dumbo ride.
You like, well, because you have young people-ish,
Yeah, yeah.
or you know people,
Yeah,
young
and
people.
It's sweet. You know, it's just like a nice little.
Goes up and down, yeah.
I find it's a good way to ease yourself into then getting into the scarier stuff. So I like the little Dumbo. Also, Dumbo was one of my favorite cartoons when I was younger.
Same, yeah.
I wish they had like a Lion King ride. Hopefully they can. Make
Yeah, but all
that's
y'all
probably
are
coming,
too
right?
young. But I remember, because I'm quite old, that there was something, you used to get a ticket book at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember
And there
that.
was an e-ticket, and the e-ticket was the really good stuff. You would get a whole book of A, B, C, D, E, and you would have to spend them. That's how you got on the ride.
oh, that's actually.
You would
really
actually have a ticket book because that way it allowed you to kind of have now it's just open season. Now it's one admission and you can go into anything, but it used to be an e-ticket ride. And if you ever hear somebody use that phrase and say,
Wow.
that's a real e-ticket ride, it's because of Disneyland. Tell you, it's,
great.
when we were there recently doing something for this movie, which is a secret, and none of you can know until you see it. But we did something, but we went early in the morning before the park opened, and then I was driving home after, and I was driving through LA, and LA is a tough city to drive through in the middle of the day with a lot of traffic. But it made me realize what a miracle Disneyland is. That you can take your family and you can have a hard day, your stuff's going on at work, your kids, and then you walk into that park and go, and it truly is breathtaking, that vision of Walt Disney all those years ago to create this magical place. It's magical.
It's the immersion. It's just like you're totally surrounded.
Yeah,
by
I remember
fantasy.
reading this book called, I think it was Weeping Willow or The Willow something. I can't remember the name of it
The
exactly.
Wind in the Willows?
Wind in the Willows. And then I went to Disneyland and they had Mr. Toad's Wild
Wild
Okay,
Ride.
that's
And
the
I
one.
was on that
I was
ride.
gonna ask about.
I would
'cause
go there to that ride first and they just shut it down. They shut it down.
They just did.
They
shut it
did?
down.
I didn't know
Yep.
that.
Yep.
That
And I
was
think
go-
it's
that's
turning
my
into the
first
Lion King.
ride. Oh,
No, I'm
really?
playing. I don't know if it's
Okay.
turning to the Lion King. But wait.
That ride is scary because when you go to hell,
Yes.
they have heaters on in that ride,
Yes,
and
that's
it's
the
red.
warmest
That
part yet.
scared the crap out of me as a kid.
That's the first ride you got on? Because that used to be the first ride I would
That
go
was
to.
always my first one,
Yeah, then I would
yes.
go to the Matterhorn. Then I would go to the Michael Jackson thing, the Moonwalker. The
Oh,
Moonwalker
Captain
thing.
EO.
Captain EO.
Come
Go to that
on.
one. Then I go to Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
And
it
then,
would be hot by
they
then.
opened California Adventure, and then you got to do Soaring over California.
Soaring is
but
great.
it's now
Smells.
Soaring over the world. All right, I'm telling you this. I'm the old person at the table. The seance is ending, a little hand holding.
Okay.
I'm dredging up the spirit of success for the Haunted Mansion movie,
Abundance.
which is coming out July 28th for
28th,
Disney.
28th.
We are holding a good thought to bring all those spirits to the theater. And now we need to go like hustle on the street and start getting people to come. So
Yeah.
I say we end this now. Thank you, spirits, for being here.